enthusiast to a brand new podcast dedicated to your well being. I'm your host, Shweta, and I'm beyond excited to kick off this journey toward a healthier lifestyle with all of you. But before we dive into the world of nutrition and wellness, I want to take a moment to introduce my company, Yazas Processed Foods, relishing and nourishing. Yazas is not just a company, it's a commitment to your health. We've been transforming the way we approach processed foods, emphasizing quality, nutrition, and taste all rolled into one. Today, I'm thrilled to share the news that Yazas is launching its very own podcast channel. Get ready for insightful discussions, expert interviews on health topics, and exciting content that will empower your health, diet, and lifestyle. Yazas is here to guide you on a journey toward a healthier, happier you. So, without further ado, let's welcome Yazas to the podcast world. Buckle up for a ride full of health and a deep dive into the science behind nourishing your body. Subscribe, stay tuned, and let's embark on this wellness adventure together. Joining us today is a renowned expert in the field of nutrition from NIM and our in-house nutritionist Dr. Janki Ravikiran. With years of experience and a passion for promoting healthy lifestyles, Dr. Janki Ravikiran will be sharing invaluable insights on the intersection of diabetes and nutrition, as today's episode is dedicated to a topic that affects millions worldwide: diabetes. Join us as we delve into the topic of types of diabetes, root cause, symptoms, and solutions. We would like to bring light on every minute detail of diabetes that may be very rare to know. Now let's get started. Welcome Dr. Janki Ravikiran.
Thank you for having me, Shweta. It's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is ours, Dr. Janki. To kick things off, I want to know, what is your view regarding diabetes?
Yes, Shweta. In spite of there being such a huge availability of information on diabetes, like various videos, contents on other different platforms, most of them have so many confusion regarding diabetes. In fact, not only about diabetes but also on other health related subjects. Coming to diabetes, most of them are not even aware of the pre-diabetic symptoms, and actually the most easiest way to prevent diabetes is in pre-diabetic stage. But how many of them actually know about pre-diabetic stage? So what I am trying to do is to create an awareness on diabetes as a 360-degree bird view, and at the same time also give solutions to it.
Oh, good. So moving into the subject, first let us understand what diabetes is. Regarding this, I want you to share your study, Dr. Janki.
Generally we say diabetes is disease, but no. Actually, it's not a disease, it's a disorder.
Okay, so what is the difference?
Disease means which is acquired from an external source like viruses, bacteria, etc. Whereas disorder means something which has gone out of order in our body. So to cure diabetes, all we need to do is to get back to the order.
Okay, so what can we do to get back to order?
Yes, I'll explain it later. Before that, I would like to start by explaining what is diabetes.
Yes, sure.
Diabetes is a metabolic disorder where there is increase in blood glucose level. To understand this, we need to talk about types of diabetes.
Okay, before that, can you explain us what does exactly glucose mean?
Glucose is our body's primary source of energy, also termed as sugar. It comes from the food we eat. Our body breaks down the food and convert it into glucose, that is sugar, and release it into our bloodstream. The insulin helps to absorb this glucose from the blood into the body cells such as liver, muscles, and adipose tissue cells, which converts into energy.
Oh, you mean even the food we eat ultimately converts into sugar? Then how can we differentiate the effect of food and sugar or sweet on our body, particularly for diabetes? Is it the same?
No, Shweta, it's not the same. What happens is, whenever we take a whole meal, it has protein, fiber, fats, vitamins, minerals, etc. Because of which converted glucose enters the blood slowly and gives insulin and body require time to do their work. Whereas when you consume directly sugar, sweet, as it is already in a glucose form, it directly gets absorbed into the blood. which gives a sudden rise in blood glucose level, which creates load on the body. That is, there is more glucose than a required quantity in a blood at a time. This unutilized glucose in blood converts into fat and gets stored in our body. Repeating this situation for a long time leads to insulin resistance, ultimately resulting in diabetes. This is why we say eating fruit is always better than drinking fruit juice, as fruit contains fiber but juice doesn't.
Hmm. Oh, that's quite in detail, Dr. Janki.
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned as insulin helps to absorb this glucose from blood into the body cells. So, what exactly is insulin?
Insulin is a hormone that comes from an organ in the stomach area called the pancreas. Insulin plays a crucial role in diabetes.
Okay. Okay, so shall we continue with types of diabetes, Dr. Janki?
Before explaining that, you tell me, Shweta, do you know there are how many types of diabetes?
Yes, of course. I think most of them are aware. There are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2.
Yes, most of them are aware of only two types of diabetes.
Only two means are there other types also?
Yes, we have commonly heard about two types of diabetes, but I would like to explain about five types of diabetes.
Oh, five types.
Yes, where two types are complete diabetic state and the other three may be termed as preconditions, which is very important to understand as it helps to take preventive measures. Coming to types of diabetes. Type 1, also known as insulin dependent diabetes. Here for insulin, we have to depend on external source. It is a condition where pancreas produces little or no insulin. Typically, this occurs in children, young adults, although it can appear in any age. Having a parent or a sibling with the disease may increase your chance of developing type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a chronic metabolic condition characterized by insulin resistance, which means the body's inability to efficiently produce insulin, resulting in high blood glucose levels, also known as hyperglycemia.
Okay.
Now the third one is pre-diabetes. It is a serious health condition where blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not high enough to be diagnosed as a type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
I have come across a survey recently. It states that according to National Urban Diabetic Survey, the estimated prevalence of pre-diabetes is 14% in India.
Oh, really?
Yes, and also 10% of children and adolescents up to the age of 19 are pre-diabetic. And according to the another survey from ICMR, study states that 11% of Indian population is diabetic, while 15.3% could be pre-diabetic.
Oh, then it's a quite number. This proves how sweet we Indians are. Yes. Yes, doctor. So the next one?
The fourth one is gestational diabetes, a condition that occurs when your body can't make enough insulin and result into high blood sugar levels in a pregnant woman. But typically these conditions get resolved after delivery. But if not taken proper care of obesity post-delivery, there is a chance of developing a pre-diabetic condition in a woman.
Okay.
And the fifth one is called as MODI diabetes, which is known as maturity onset diabetes of the youngs. It is most likely type 2 diabetes but found in an young people, caused by the mutation in a single gene. That if parents have this gene mutation, the children have 50% chance of inheriting it from them. It can't be prevented but can be predicted and managed. Details of analytics of a percentage of population facing such problems are written in detail in our blogs. That is on our website yazasfoods.com.
Yes, the link regarding this content is given in our description below. So that wraps up our very first episode in podcast world, as this is all for today. But listeners, do not settle, as this is not the end of our topic on diabetes. There is much more forthcoming in our next episodes. There will be elaborated discussion on root causes, symptoms, and solutions like lifestyle changes, nutritional requirement, dietary habits, and much more. A huge thank you to our incredible guest, Dr. Janki, for shedding light on diabetes.
Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you, ma'am. Remember, listeners, your health is your wealth. Stay tuned for more episodes. Before we dive out, a quick reminder to all our listeners, if you find this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe. And until then, this is Shweta signing off for Yazas Foods, relishing and nourishing.